Yeah, I believe that one of the most common mistakes that people make when they run online video creative is to actually bring TV creatives, TV ads on mobile. If we compare how users experience video on mobile, definitely a very different environment. And transplanting video ads from TV on mobile typically will not work very well. Top tips for building online video creatives as follows. Tip number 1, always build mobile-first video. Whether you're coming up with an idea for a small video commercial or a big omni-channel campaign, always start with creating ideas for mobile rather than TV, because that's where your users start. Also, keep in mind that the environments are fundamentally different. So TV is a very linear environment where users are passive, the audience is passive, whereas mobile is an environment where users are very active and narrative is on demand. So this difference should affect your ideas and how you think of it. Tip number 2, consider how the ad will be introduced. So ask yourself, how will my ad meet the user? So if you're going for interactive formats, be sure to be relevant and also provide value. Or experiment by giving users more control with friendlier formats for more honest engagement. Tip number 3, keep them interested. So firstly, you want to consider length. If you are fighting for attention or if you're interrupting, then shorter is better. However, if you have engaged users and the opportunity, long-form video can be great because it allows for deep storytelling. On the other hand, narrative is also something you should consider. So don't wait to reveal the punchline at the end of the video like on TV. Users will probably miss that. Also, you can experiment with different creative narrative arches, such as teasers or pulse narrative or anything that will work well in the environment where your ad will be shown. So tip number 4, make it vertical. Obviously, you want to take as much real estate as possible, and on mobile devices, that means that the best way to go is to go vertical, portrait mode. So you can either recrop existing content, and you can use techniques like pan and scan for difficult shots, or even better, you can decide to bring on a specifically made video which is filmed in vertical aspect ratio to start with. Tip number 5, don't rely on sound. So you want to make sure that users can absorb the message of your creative just by looking at the ad. In this case, techniques like motion graphic animations integrated with the video will work better than maybe just subtitles. Tip number 6, make it relevant. You can leverage dynamic capabilities which can turn your single video ad into hundreds of different versions on the fly. In this way, you can swap specific shots that are in the video so that they are more relevant to whoever ends up watching it. And you can use signals like time, weather, location, or perhaps behavioral information to power those changes automatically. Tip number 7, try tomorrow today. Obviously, already building mobile-first video is challenging enough. But what about video storytelling in 360 format or maybe mixed reality formats? It will bring a whole lot of other questions to the table. So the sooner we start experimenting and testing, the better. The best campaign that I have ever seen, if we put it that way, I think Apple 1984 still takes that spot just because of how revolutionary and effective it actually was. For something more recent, the Peroni ads for Ambra product come to mind just because of the beautiful visual language they used. And also Snyder pretzels because of the goofy humor and how well the creative was adapted for mobile.